evening, friends. Happy Wednesday, people. Come on, trust me. Take that giant leap into the vortex and come with us on a magical journey as you enter the One Play eSports spectrum for another bumper night of One Play Sports C Nations Cup action. The man to my right, the living legend, is the Doctor of Style, the notorious, the man with the E into eSports, Mr. Nitin Nambi. Yeah, Nitin, good to be back on a One Play Sports C Nations Cup night.
Yep, definitely. The tournament has exceeded my expectations so far.
It's caught fire.
It has. It's bringing in great numbers, bringing in lots of comments in the comment section, and we're really happy to be here again for Myanmar versus
the Philippines. Ooh. It's all about the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. Here is what you need to know if you're a virgin to the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. How can you be? This is match night 7 of 16. The 8 C Nations gathered together in groups A and B. If you're familiar with the Suzuki Cup format in real-life football, that is what we're doing here. We started all the way back on May the 6th. What a journey it's been through, May. Every Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays, 11 p.m. Singapore time, GMT plus 8, and every single game has one thing in common. And Nitin Nambi will tell you what that one thing is.
It's live and exclusive on the best place to catch pro clubs action in Southeast Asia, the One Play Sports Facebook and YouTube page.
And just look at that face. That is a face you can trust, my friends. He does not tell lies.
Yes, I do.
Most of the time. Let's catch up with what's happening in this incredible tournament so far. Remember, groups A and B now fully underway. Thailand and Malaysia splitting victories in the first match night. Then Vietnam and Brunei doing the same to leave Group A wide open. Moving swiftly on to the second batch of games in Group A, where Thailand could only pick up 4 points against Brunei. Malaysia picking up 3 against Vietnam. And of course, that gives Thailand the edge, only just going into the final batch of matchups there. Brunei still to play Vietnam, Thailand still to play Malaysia. And I think I've got that the wrong way around, actually. I think Malaysia still to play Brunei and Thailand still to play Vietnam. And you can see just how tight Group A is. It's a slightly different story in Group B, and that means tonight's game is high-stakes poker indeed. Singapore sitting pretty at the top after demolishing the Philippines twice in the same night. Indonesia, certainly not a demolition job. There was hope for Myanmar in those performances, but nonetheless, they came away pointless, which brings us rather conveniently to the setup you see in the table now leading into today's matchup. Now, mathematically, they can still qualify either one of these nations if they come away with nothing tonight, but I'm a realist. Let's be realistic, people. It's do or die FIFA Pro Club football for both the Philippines and Myanmar tonight. They simply have got to get it done, Nitin.
Yep, definitely. 6 points tonight puts either team back into the reckoning for Group B, but anything other than 6 points, I have to say that it looks like your tournament's going to be over.
4 points is the minimum requirement. Yeah. And I know Nitin's a fight sports fan. This is the tagline for tonight. Someone's O has got to go, and it's an O for the wrong reasons. One of those two nations will pick up points tonight, but the question is, Nitin, who will it be?
No idea. Philippines got out-muscled by Singapore in that first game. Since then, I know they've put in the hard work. They've been practicing ever since. Myanmar lost to the seeded team Indonesia very narrowly. So Myanmar are the favourites today, but I'm really looking forward to see how much Philippines have improved since that first game against Singapore.
As always, we are fully interactive here. It's all about sharing the love. LSFC, like, share, follow, comment. Join us on this One Play Sports Facebook journey and check out the One Play eSports page as well, the brand new One Play eSports. I'm hearing through the grapevine, the whispers are that there's going to be some more great eSports action coming your way. Great to see so many of you with us tonight. And don't forget, you can email in advance your shout-outs to studio@oneplaysports.com. We'll be focusing on the One Play Sports C Nations Cup matchups in just a couple of seconds. But let me remind you, before we take our break for Harry Raya, there is another big game on the way tomorrow night in the One Play Pro Club Challenge. Who will face yesterday's winners, Tiki Taka, in the quarterfinals? We know it will be a Thai team, but which one? Cat Nino, so impressive in a 7-0 demolition job against Densetsu, take on Hyenas in an all-Thai encounter. That's tomorrow night. Same time, same place, 11 p.m. GMT plus 8. The One Play Sports eSports Spectrum is the place to be. Looking forward to that one, Nitin. Cat Nino and the awesome Wu Yang Ping, who of course has already scored in this tournament for Thailand, but he's been on fire for his club as well with 5 in the round of 32.
Yeah, that guy's a hell of a striker. Reminds me a lot of Alan Shearer. Takes everything with the first touch, doesn't give the defenders time to settle, neither the keeper time to settle. And it'd be very interesting to see how the Hyenas can cope with Wu Yangping's firepower.
And don't forget, as part of our interactive pledge to try and involve you in the fun and games here through these terrible COVID times, even if you aren't a gamer, you can still be a part of the action because your country needs you. Film yourself singing your national anthem and you could end up being a star on one of our One Play Sports Sea Nations Cup pre-shows. Film it in landscape on your phone with the anthem blaring out behind you on YouTube. You can email the entries to studio@oneplaysports.com or WhatsApp your videos to +65 9721 7756. Some early shout-outs. Our main man, Frank Lucas, is with us. Say a big shout-out to Frank Nitin.
What's up, Frank? How you doing, my brother?
We've got Eliza with us as well.
What's up, Eliza? How are you doing, my sister?
Blow a kiss to Eliza. Nitin, the man, the myth, the love machine.
Man, yeah, I don't know about all that, but Eliza, what's up?
Let's delve into tonight's big matchup, shall we? Because the Philippines and Myanmar will meet twice to see who can lift themselves off the bottom of this table. Of course, they could split the wins or split the draws. We've seen it happen already in these championships. 11 o'clock kickoff at the Panad for the Philippines home match. Then we'll switch to the Thuwana for Myanmar's one, estimated to start at 11:30. What do you make of it, big boy?
Ooh, I predict that the Philippines would have... no, that's a nice song though. But I predict that the Philippines will have improved, but I do not think they had enough time to improve to the point where they can beat a side like Myanmar. I think Myanmar are going to get away with the 6 points today and put themselves into the reckoning here in Group B.
And that would put the pressure on Singapore and Indonesia very much indeed, because Myanmar's last game, unless I'm very much mistaken, is against Singapore. So here are we already sort of giving Singapore safe passage through to the semi-final. Stranger things have happened.
Yep, Singapore still have got plenty of work to do. They've got Indonesia coming up next. If they lose both those games, it goes into the final round of fixtures and it gets tricky.
John Robert James says, let's go Philippines. Adil Shazwan is with us as well. Can we confirm Nabil, a.k.a. Assassination, is playing for the Philippines? If he does, they confirm they win. We'll check that out for you right now, because it's time for Nitin to take you through the team lineups. And an interesting contrast here. Changes in the Philippines ranks, but Myanmar unchanged for those two narrow defeats against Indonesia. Nitin, talk us through it.
Yeah, we'll start with the Philippines. They're playing a 4-4-2, which is the same as the formation they played against those two games against Singapore. We've seen three new additions to the squad actually. Two. Oh no, three, right, yeah. Pitch Black, Nacho Cheese and Smooth Ilu come in. And of course, they've got two internationals in their side with Porteria up front and Pitch Black at centre back. With regards to Myanmar, they're playing a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation that I really fancy. It's a very attacking formation. Keeping the same side that played well against Indonesia is a very good idea, and I think we'll see the benefits of that with Myanmar today.
Oh, do you fancy a 4-1-2-1-2, do you?
Oh, I do.
Saucy. So, can Myanmar confirm that promise against Indonesia and beat the Philippines, or will the Philippines bounce back with a big win tonight? We're about to very shortly find out, but before we can, this is a right and proper competition, bringing everyone together through these tough COVID-19 times. Wherever you're watching, north, south, east or west, please be upstanding for the national anthems. And first, Renalju of the Philippines gives us his rendition of Lupang Henarang, the national anthem of the Philippines. Ah, lovely stuff.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Reynold. Incidentally, Reynold, as Nitin alluded to, an international in the real game of football at under 16 level for the Philippines. You'll see him under the avatar of Night Shift in today's action. Now for something really special. Before Myanmar's last games against Indonesia, we'll be joined on our 10 o'clock at night preview show by Dr. Arkar Tansin, who is on the front line, of course, in this fight against COVID-19 in Myanmar. Sir, we salute you and all of our frontline workers putting their own lives on the line to save us during this tough time. Unfortunately, Dr. Arka was called away at 10 o'clock tonight, so couldn't join us this evening. But how about this? We are crossing live to his hospital in Rakhine, where he's taken a couple of minutes out to give us the national anthem of Myanmar. Kaba Mai Kai, Mingala Pa, to everyone in Myanmar. Please be upstanding for the national anthem of Myanmar.
Fantastic.
Doctor, once again, thank you for everything you're doing and managing to fit in, managing the Myanmar national pro club team as well. Absolutely sensational. Prediction time from you, please, Nitin.
Going Philippines to win the first game 3-1.
That's controversial.
And Philippines to win the second game 2-0.
OK, let me check in for one last time before we go pitch side. How are we doing, by the way, tournament director from VPG? We are trying to connect, says Youssef. Choji, sorry, go on.
My bad. I meant Myanmar to win the first game 3-1 and Myanmar to win the second game 2-0.
You have one job to do.
I realized I got that mixed up.
You have one job to do.
Yeah, I know. I corrected myself.
Choji says, I'm sure the Philippines will surprise Nitin. He thinks you got it right, Choji.
I hope they show lots of improvement because they have been practicing hard since the Singapore loss, and I hope they come back today and prove me wrong. I really hope that. Get
on the Facebook comment section, LSFC. And by the way, I love doing this. Plant your national flag. Do the emoticon of your national flag on the comment section so we can see where you're watching from and give you an appropriate shout out. Of course, if Myanmar managed to pick up 6 points, as Nitin says, still very much game on for them in Group B. But if Nitin is right, the Philippines, you can stick a fork in them, folks. They will be all but done. Will they improve from those two disasters against Singapore, particularly the first game? 8-0, I mean, they just never got a kick, and that was the most ruthless first 45 minutes we've seen across all the pro club action this season on One Play Sports, what the Singaporeans did to them there, led by another international footballer in Shamir, the Singaporean, with 5 goals in that game.
Yep, Shamir was outstanding that day. I think the whole Singapore front line was outstanding. Philippines were very naive in their defending. They held a very high line. I hope that changes today. I hope they play a more defensive style, try and keep it tight at the back and hit the teams on the counter, try and get a goal, get a win.
And we've also got the Philippines with a botting goal again. That's interesting. And also interesting, it's unfortunate. I know Nitin doesn't like talking about it, but we have to really, because with these two nations, Myanmar and the Philippines, there is potential for connection problems, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. I think most Southeast Asian countries have this thing called internet throttling. It's what happens when too many people are connected to the internet. And what the government does then is they basically give you a quota of a speed you can reach, and that speed usually is one that isn't very good. So hopefully there's no throttling today in Myanmar and Philippines, and we get to see a game with no lag and lots of attacking football.
Shout out to Anne Russell Chio, says, go Philippines. Zani says, I live in America, but I want to play for the Philippines. I didn't even know they had a team till then. Well, Zani, follow VPG Virtual Programming on Facebook and you'll have every chance. You can see behind Nitin and myself, final preparations being made. The kits are being chosen, which means kickoff is just a couple of moments again. Bearing in mind what happened to the Philippines against Singapore, Nitin, it's crucial they don't go behind early.
Yeah, definitely. Philippines have got to keep things tight, and we'll see if they can manage to do that. Because if I was Myanmar, I'd come out all guns blazing, trying to unsettle the Philippines defense early. And if that happens and the Philippines stay strong, Myanmar will have questions to answer themselves defensively.
Let's, by the magic of technology, cross live to the Panad Stadium in the Philippines. It's the Philippines and Myanmar. The first of 2 games these two nations will play tonight. We'll go pitch side and bring you live commentary from a glorious setting of the Panad to see if the Philippines can get the job done at home in this first leg. You can see Loftus Road doubling up for the Panad Stadium. Tonight it will be the Philippines in the white playing from left to right, and Myanmar in the red playing from right to left. And Porteria, the Filipino international, what a great midfielder he is in real life for Ceres Negros and the Philippines. Great start. He finds Flores. Porteria, this is already better from the Philippines in the first seconds of what we saw against Singapore, and it's much improved.
Yeah, but it's a bit too early to say 2 minutes into the game. I wouldn't give them that much credit yet, but it definitely looks like they're a lot more comfortable on the ball.
Kevin Chow says top 2 qualify in each group. That's correct, Kevin. This is good work from Jaden. Jaden with a good cross and headed away, and an important header by Kong as well, as the Myanmar side survive. Go Filipina, says John Robert James. Jocelyn says, Jocelyn Porteria. I'm assuming, Jocelyn, you're related to OJ. Great to have you with us, Jocelyn. She's cheering on OJ online. JC Pog says, go the Philippines. Lil Tanko is watching from Myanmar. You're very welcome. Get on the Facebook comment section and let us know you're here and where you are watching from, as the Philippines making a bright start in it, and it continues with Lucas.
Yep, it looks good for the Philippines. They look a lot more comfortable on the ball, and Myanmar, we saw that when they were attacking, they left their back four wide open, so there is opportunities for the counter here for Philippines.
Oh, San Gabriel's letting it go, but the flag is up. You can see what they were trying to do. I don't think it was offside by much. Would have been interesting if the flag stayed down knitted.
Yeah, it was a very creative move actually, a nice little dummy, but unfortunately the striker was offside.
So nothing doing for the Philippines on that occasion. We are yet to see Myanmar come forward. Remember, Christian, the man that got the Philippines' only goal in those 2 matches against the Singaporeans, is not playing tonight. In terms of the danger men for Myanmar, well, Arman did impress, didn't he, at times in those games against Indonesia. He's certainly one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely. Arman will be the biggest threat for Myanmar moving forward, and we'll have to see who Philippines' threat is. We didn't see much attacking play against Singapore.
San Gabriel, he's been influential already in the middle of the field. They've got a man down injured. He gets back in play quickly. San Gabriel with the ambitious crossfield pass to Flores. Finds him brilliantly. Flores twisting and turning. This is really good stuff from the Philippines early, but can they turn the early possession and dominance into a goal? Nacho Man gets it to Lucas. Lucas inside to Flores, and it hit his backside there, and the Myanmar team can come away, and now there's a real chance if the ball is a good one, and the ball is perfect. Myanmar in with Ultra William, and the keeper does well, but the rebound comes out.
Goal.
And oh man, the man I mentioned makes no mistake. Despite dominating the early part of the first half, it's Myanmar that strike first, knitted.
Yep, and I just noticed that Philippines have a keeper in goal. His name is Cahill. Couldn't do much there, Cahill. Stood firm against Ultra William, but couldn't do anything about the rebound from Arman. A very good finish from Arman to give his side the early lead.
Arman actually booked after that. I wonder if he took his shirt off out of shot. Lucas chips it in. All is not lost for the Philippines. We've already seen so much more from them.
Again, we saw that the Philippines playing with a very high line defensively, and it has come back to haunt them. So I hope they can improve on their defense moving forward.
Oh, long-range effort. Thought for a minute it was going to catch Cahill out. And as you said, Nitin, they were initially down to play with a botting goal. That's been a late call by their team manager, Mike Myers, and I think he's got it right.
Yeah, I think that was decent play by Cahill. Dived a bit too early there, but no harm caused.
Oh, here's a chance for Zozo. Goes down, comes out, surely the equaliser. Oh, Forrest puts it wide. Should have scored, Nitin.
Yeah, definitely should have scored there. Zozo took a bit too long in the box. I thought he had an opportunity to get the shot off earlier, but again, promising signs from the Philippines who've managed to get in behind the Myanmar side here.
Myanmar's keeper, aptly named Myanmar 13. Unlucky for some, not unlucky for Myanmar so far. Here's WBG Garden. WBG Garden creates some great space with the ball out to the far side. Can Snoop Doggy Dogg keep it in? He can. Great play from Snoop Dogg to KO. Snoop Doggy Dogg gets it back into the area. Snoop Dogg. And eventually Nacho Man gets it away from him. This game is really entertaining, Nitin.
Yeah, it's very open. Both teams not really paying too much attention defensively, but that makes for great viewing.
That's a poor pass. Oh, they've given it back to the dog, though. Snoop Doggy Dogg. He's onside. KO's got options. KO's got options. Can he find the man? He can.
Offside.
Off the line by Arman, but he was offside in any case.
I think that was going in. You know, Arman there may have just stopped his side from doubling their lead.
Well, that's criminal if that's the case. And could the Philippines come straight in here? Good work from Derek at the back. Well, we're past the halfway mark in this first half. Myanmar lead courtesy of that 16th minute Arman goal. KO's in again. They're looking dangerous now when they come forward. Myanmar after a quiet first quarter of an hour. Look at that from WBG Gardens. He finds the Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg inside, narrow angle, pulls it back.
Move.
Ultra! What a goal that would have been.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg with a great through ball to Ultra Wilmin, who's not to Ultra Wilmin, to KO Kor. And KO Kor has had many opportunities here. He's made great runs down the channel, found his teammate, but Philippines!
Lucas levels it up. And what a game on we've got now. The Philippines, who dodged a couple of bullets in the last 5 minutes, emphatically level through Lucas and Relay.
Yeah.
Lucas makes it 1-1.
Yep, that's a lesson for Myanmar, wasting so many opportunities. Philippines have come back to haunt them. Fantastic play. Lucas with an even better finish, 1-1.
Oh, Snoop Dogg, these two teams knowing that they've got to take points here. Ironically, a draw would probably be a bit of a disaster for both of them. They really need, if they get a point here, to definitely win the next game. Booyan, really entertaining stuff, this Nitin.
Yep, definitely. I don't think this game will end in a draw. I think we'll definitely see a winner. Seeing as how both these sides have decided to play this game, it's going to be end-to-end and it's going to be a real treat to watch.
WPG Garden, that's a great ball over the top. San Gabriel gets there, but he can only send it to another Myanmar player. Myanmar with Kong to Derek Toe up from the back. Keep the comments coming. Like, share, follow, comment in the Facebook section. Great to have so many with us tonight. Ultra William. Oh, Giuliano's taking it off his goalkeeper's fingertips there. Derek Toe with the throw to San Gabriel. Myanmar goes again.
Myanmar looking very good offensively with Ultra Wilmin, KO and W8 Garden running the show at the moment. Those guys are causing the Philippines defense all sorts of problems.
Free kick now. What do they try here? Is it going to be short or are they going to try an in-swinger? It's going to be the in-swinger near to the keeper. And eventually, Cahill in goal can let it drift harmlessly out. But the Philippines, we saw them get a goal against Singapore. They've got one tonight. And Myanmar, again, the same problem they had against Indonesia. Not as clinical as they might be. But can they put that right here? Keeper comes, gets nowhere near it. It's going to be 2-1. And Arman's got his second. And just before half-time, Arman puts the Indonesians back in front and said we get another goal. I don't think he expected it that quickly.
Not the Indonesians, the Myanmar side are back in front.
Sorry, Myanmar, apologies, I'm getting carried away.
Fantastic stuff from Arman. He's making some really good runs into the box, late runs into the box. And it's causing lots of problems for the Philippines.
It's those red shirts that threw me, Nitin.
No worries.
It was a goal that Indonesia would have been proud of, and Myanmar. Can they hold on to the lead slightly longer this time? Maybe not. Here's Jaden. Zozo! Picked
save.
out well by Myanmar 13, the keeper.
Yeah, good save by Myanmar. It's been an end-to-end game, man. What kind of game is this? Both sides just creating chances at will.
Snoop Dogg, 3 minutes to be added on. Kokyor, great strong running from him, looking for the dog. Where's Snoop Dogg? Needs to support him to Snoop. Snoop gets there in the end, but ended up being muscled out of it by Forrest. Well, we come to the end of an exhilarating first half. The Myanmar team led, then were pulled back by Lucas's 32-minute goal. But ultimately, 16 minutes and 41 minutes, 2 goals for Arman, and Myanmar in front. But is there going to be another twist and turn in the second half, Nitin Nambiar?
Yeah, you know, judging by how the game has gone, I wouldn't put it past this game being an extremely high-scoring game. Myanmar do deserve the lead at halftime, though. They've created a better chances, but fair play to the Philippines, who look like they've improved tremendously since that loss to Singapore.
Yeah, they can't be dispirited by that, and that will encourage them. We said they needed to start strongly. They didn't get the goal, but to show the resilience to go behind to Arman and then weather a storm, level up. Just a shame from their point of view that Arman dagger blow 4 minutes before half-time has now given them a mountain to climb. But it's game on, Nitin. It's not like the first half of the game Philippines played against Singapore when they were 5 down and the game was shot.
Yeah, nowhere near that first game between Singapore and Philippines. Philippines have improved tremendously. Still, they need to improve defensively. I think they're still conceding a little too many very good chances to Myanmar, and if they continue to do that, it could be problematic for them in terms of goal difference and the scoreline.
Second half about to get underway. Just again to clarify from Nitin's team sheets, JZA, who's showing up on the screen as Lucas, that's Lucas and JZA. They are one and the same, so it's JZA, Lucas with the goal for the Philippines. It's the Myanmar boys in red playing from left to right, the Philippines in white playing from right to left. But they've got defending to do early. Our third goal here would really be a killer for the Philippines. Snoop Doggy Dog, that's offside surely. Onside Arman into the area and it goes behind for a goal kick.
How good is Snoop Dogg though? He's been the playmaker for his side here. He's found his teammates effortlessly and it's looking bad for the Philippines every time Snoop Dogg gets on the ball.
Zozo, Forrest, nice touch. He showed some skills, Forrest, to pay the bills. Out wide it goes. They've got a man here. They've got only one, now 2, 3 white shirts in the box. If the goal scorer, Jedzare, can get it across. Here's Jaden. Philippines not overawed here. It's a much improved performance from the Filipinos. Attack, says Jessel with us. Our dear friend Jessel, a big part of the One Play Esports Revolution. Make sure you like, share and follow that new One Play Esports phase. And the page on Facebook, which is ready to go. Myanmar now coming along with WBG Gardens, plays it out to the left-hand side. Ultra William, great cross!
Oh, what a move!
KO now! Gives Myanmar the breathing space they craved. And Ultra William linking up brilliantly with the main man, and now the Philippines really are in deep doo-doo knitting. KO Kwaw.
What a goal for Myanmar. We saw in that first half, KO Kwaw kept on providing for his teammates in terms of creating chances. This time, he was on the end of a chance and he finished it off perfectly. Fantastic stuff from KO Kwaw, 3-1 to Myanmar.
What response can the Philippines make here? They've been much improved, but they're still being second-bested. And on this evidence, Myanmar might be a test for Singapore, never mind the Philippines. Ultra William, they're in again, Ultra William, San Gabriel, with some last-ditch desperate defending, and boy, it was desperate.
Yeah, Myanmar, I think they're smelling blood at this point, and every time they attack, it looks like they're going to score.
Arman on a hat-trick. Arman, can he find it? No, cross instead. Selflessly puts it to the Snoop Dogg. He didn't catch that right, and it's scattered by Cahill.
Yep, a poor finish by Snoop Dogg. I think he'll be disappointed with that effort. But again, Myanmar creating chances at will.
Here's Arman on a yellow card. He's also on a hat-trick. I'm trying to think. We've had Shamir with a hat-trick so far in the C Nations Cup. Anyone else? Here's KO Kwaw. He's just got one. Does he fancy another? Looks for the option. Finds space for Kong. And Carey just does enough to help them clear. But the Philippines are all hands to the pump now, Nitin.
Yep, they've definitely got to sort out their defense. Moving forward, they look like they can cause problems. But defensively, it looks like they're going to create their own problems.
Here's San Gabriel to Carey. Carey to Guillan. Guillan to Reggie. This is better from the Philippines. Nacho, can they get one back and make this interesting in the closing stages? Jaden, he's offside the man in front of him. He can't find him. Has to go back to the Nacho man. Now 25 virtual minutes to go here at the Panay Stadium in the Philippines. You're watching live One Play Sports C Nations Cup, and the Philippines could be in deep bother here. What a pitch-perfect pass of Ultra Williams. Touch let him down, and what on earth is Carey doing with his keeper there? Miscommunication. Arman for the hat-trick. Arman, can he get the match ball? Here he goes! Deflected, and somehow it stays out.
You know, Philippines there were counter-attacked with just one defender. They've got to do much better. They've got to keep their shape defensively. The defenders cannot be bombing forward, and if they do, Myanmar is just going to find space after space and create more chances.
To KO, great pass. Cahill did well that time, Nitin.
Yep, again, the Myanmar side are creating chances at will, and the Philippine side need to do so much better defensively.
The last couple of minutes have been reminiscent of that first up performance against Singapore when they were just carved open far too easily. Joaquin Yao is with us, enjoying this game. Don't forget to tell us where you're watching on the Facebook comments page. Ultra William, can he finish this time? I think Cahill's got something on that. That's a save, Nitin. Corner ball.
I think it was a deflection from the defender. I think the defender got his foot to the ball, so Arman, good defending there.
On the yellow card with Ultra William. Look at Arman racing into the box to try and get his hat-trick. That's what Arman wants. Can he join Shamir with a hat-trick in Group B so far in this tournament? Here's Kong. The Philippines now just cannot get hold of the ball. Riley Tuason is with us. Good to have you with us, Riley. Here's Arman. Arman gets it to Kong. Through the middle it goes. Ultra William, they're queuing up. Here's Arman again. San Gabriel across the cover. Just 14 minutes left, Nitin. Is Arman going to get his hat-trick, do you think?
I think he'll get another chance, judging by how Myanmar have cut through the Philippines defense like a hot knife through butter. I definitely believe he'll get one more chance, and it's up to him whether he takes it.
KO Kwaw. Arman with 2. The goal scorers for Myanmar. That Lucas goal scored by JZA. Seems a long time ago now, Nitin, doesn't it? Arman, he's beaten his man there. San Gabriel will have to concede the corner.
Yeah, Philippines have looked a shadow of themselves.
Are they going to get another goal, the Myanmar boys, Nitin?
I hope not. For the Philippines' sake, I do want them to still have some confidence going into the second leg, hoping they can get a result. Buyur.
Here's Kong. Oh, look at that reverse pass. Lovely stuff. Finds KO Kwaw again. KO to the byline. Finds the Snoop Dogg to the middle of Ultra William. And that's it now. Game, set, match. The 3 points are going back to Yangon. Ultra William in the dying embers of the game makes it Myanmar 4. The Philippines 1. And now, of course, goal difference could be a factor in this, Nitin.
Yeah, these 4 players, KO, Ultra Wilmin, W8 Garden, Arman, have created the Philippines team lots of problems, and they were all combining there to perfection, and Ultra Wilmin finally gets his goal.
Here's Zozo. The Philippines have looked absolutely toothless in the last couple of minutes, in the last half hour really virtually, and are they going to get worse now? Carey, so disappointing after that strong start, but you did caution everyone not to get carried away by the Philippines looking good early, Nitin, and that caution has proved well placed. Here's Derek Toe. Derek Toe, Porteria does very well. The Filipino international in the real world of football. San Gabriel, can they get one back here? San Gabriel, that's a great cross. Heads are up, but there's a bit too much on it in the end. It looked in flight like it was going to be something special. The goal scorer, Lucas Jayzadeh, gets there. Jayzadeh runs into a brick wall, and it looks very much like this game's going to finish 4-1, Nitin.
Yeah, and it's well deserved from Myanmar, who have been superb here in this first game.
Nice work from Giuliano, but they're coming again in this 4 red shirts forward. Can Arman get the hat-trick right on full time? Not this time, and it's hacked away. Here's Kong. Is there still a chance for Arman? Might be now. WBG Gardens and Giuliano. Anywhere will do as we enter the first of 2 additional minutes of time added on for stoppages. They could have another 20 minutes added on, and the Filipino boys wouldn't be able to get back into this. It has been clinical and impressive.
Yeah,
from Myanmar.
It's a shame for Philippines because they looked so much better in that first half, and in the second half, it's all gone to shambles basically for them.
Yeah, very disappointing. We'll be back at the 2-1, don't forget, in a couple of minutes. Just as soon as the boys reset themselves, and Myanmar will try and bid for revenge on home soil. Whether they can get it, no, it's definitely going to be a bone of contention. I'm looking forward to Nitin analysing the highlights as we cross back to the stadium, because there were some great team goals from Myanmar that epitomised that performance. And to be fair, the goal the Philippines scored wasn't too shabby either.
Yeah, it was a really good counter-attack from the Philippines, which is why it's so disappointing in the second half. They couldn't create a similar opportunity, considering how many players Myanmar had committed forward at that point.
So 4-1 it finishes. Arman with a brace, Kukiao, Ultra William, and just that Lucas Jayzadeh reply for the Philippines. We will try and bring you the highlights from that first game in just a couple of moments' time. Remember, don't go anywhere. There's still one game to come. We'll be crossing to the Tuana in Myanmar in just a couple of minutes for the return fixture, where if Myanmar can repeat that trick, they will soar, join top of the table, albeit that Singapore and Indonesia will meet with their games in hand on Wednesday. Talk us through these highlights, Nitin, because there was plenty of them.
Yeah, this was, I think, Ultra Wilmin's first chance. Keeper spilled it. Arman with the rebound. A fantastic finish, first time finish with his left foot. No chance for Philippines there. Myanmar take the lead.
But the lead, as we see that go one more time, was cancelled out eventually, and all of a sudden we thought the Philippines might be giving these boys a game, but it was a false alarm.
Yep, the Philippines looked so much better in that first half. They looked defensively pretty stable. They looked offensively like they were going to cause a problem for Myanmar. And in that second half, it all just changed. Philippines just lost their shape, and there was no turning back from that point.
That was an effort on goal that was wide. They did have a couple of chances through the first half hour of the game, but just really, in truth, once they went 2-1 down, never looked likely of getting back in it, and that's effort just going wide. It could have actually been worse in hindsight, couldn't it?
Yeah, Ultra Wilmin again with a missed opportunity. He could have easily got a hat-trick in this game. Glad he finally got his goal towards the end, but this is Philippines' goal. Lucas, a great counter-attack, perfect ball to him, and he smashes it home with no problems.
Tell you what, we're getting a full highlight reel here, Nitin, aren't we? No, nothing spared in terms of the highlights. That was another goal, the easiest finish you'll see all season in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup.
Yep, Arman, the man at the right place at the right time. Good stuff for him, his second goal.
Why is it that the Philippines, you think, are struggling? Is it just the inexperience at this level?
Yep, I think they want to play a high line. When you play a high line defensively, you've got to try and win the ball early, and they're happy to sit back. So it's lots of learning for them to do, and hopefully they improve with the last game coming up.
Great to see. Plenty of support for the Philippines still on the One Play Sports Facebook page. Wherever you're watching around the world, you're very welcome.
That was Ultra Wilmin's goal. A fantastic team move. Poor finding him perfectly, and he side-footed it home with no problem.
John Robert James says, San Gabriel is the only defender up to the job. The others just can't live with them.
Yeah, agreed. Defensively, there's lots to do for Philippines. They can't be so naive. They've got to try and win the balls early, and if that means getting some yellow cards here and there, it's fine. You've got to let your attackers know that you're there, and no, it's okay to be a bit hard and dirty sometimes.
Shout out Sharina Yu. She's with us. Great to have you with us, Sharina. Augie says, is this FIFA? You bet your life it is.
Yes,
FIFA
it
Pro
is.
Club. One Play Sports C Nations Cup. Zani says, Philippines need to stop with the crosses. It's not FIFA 19 anymore. Anything in that crossing was easier in FIFA 19?
Yeah, FIFA 19 had a thing where if you crossed it to the far post and you had a tall guy there like a Zlatan, he just hit them all in. So I don't agree. We can still score from crossing in FIFA 20, but it's not as prevalent as it was in FIFA 19.
And John Robert James says, face palm, can we bounce back in the next game? John, we'll find out in just a couple of moments. Stay with us here on One Play Sports. When we return, we'll cross live to the Thuana in Myanmar for the return. Myanmar against Philippines in Group B of the One Play Sports Nations Cup. Stay with us.
Coming up on One Play Classic this week.
Welcome back live to the One Play Sports Esports Spectrum. Just to confirm, your prediction, was it 3-1 in the first game?
3-1 to
You were out by
Myanmar
one
in that
goal.
first game and 2-0 to Myanmar in the second.
So you think 2-0, but on the evidence of what you've seen, surely you think Myanmar might be capable of scoring more than 2 in the second match with home advantage as
They
well?
are capable, but I'm hoping Philippines can realise their defensive frailties, make a few adjustments and come back, hoping to counter Myanmar. Because Myanmar commits so many men forward. Philippines just need to keep it tight and hit them on the counter.
I hope I'm not tempting fate, but good job as well by the internet connection in the Philippines. That didn't let us down. The game was nice and free-flowing. Let me check in with Youssef, our tournament director at VPG. Youssef, are we close to the second match of the Thuana? Just searching now, so it's only a couple of moments away. A reminder, by the way, after tonight, no One Play Sports Nations Cup action this Friday or Sunday. We take a break for Hari Raya. Hope everyone has a lovely Hari Raya weekend, but we'll be back this time next week with the One Play Sports Nations Cup, the other game in Group B between Singapore and Indonesia. What a game to come back with. And there's still one more match night to come this week in the Pro Club sphere on One Play Sports. We'll be bringing you the all-tie clash between Nino and Hyenas tomorrow at 11 p.m. Singapore time, GMT+8. Looking forward to that, Netted.
Yeah, definitely. The Tides have shown a really good and high level of quality in this One Play Pro Club Challenge. Cat Nino have lots of players in the Thailand national team, so it'll be very interesting to see how Hyenas cope with that tomorrow.
Don't forget to keep in touch on the Facebook page, LSFC. Can we show him, Vic? LSFC. Like, share, follow, comment. Zani really wants a game for the Filipino side. He said that they should pick him. If he's in America, can he technically play for the Philippine national side if he's in a different country to the rest
Yes,
of
he
his
can
teammates?
if he's got Filipino heritage. You know, we follow the FIFA rules here.
Okay, nice to know. Get in touch with Youssef, LSFC. There you can see it behind us. Like, share, follow, comment. How are we looking, Youssef? Are we close to going pitch side? Searching again, there is connection problems. Incidentally, while we take a moment just to wait and see if the connection comes back, as it stands now, bearing in mind we're only halfway through the group stage, really, in truth, who are the 4 teams for you that are going to qualify for the semi-finals?
Wow. Okay, from Group B, I do believe Singapore and Indonesia will find their ways into first and second. For Group A, I fancy a shock. I fancy Thailand and perhaps Vietnam, but Malaysia have got Brunei in the last game.
Yeah.
Brunei will be playing for national pride there. The Malaysians have shown that they are on in one game and in the next game
And
they can
Brunei
be...
have impressed, haven't they?
Exactly. So if Brunei really give it their all, Malaysia are in serious trouble of not qualifying from Group A.
Oh, that's a cautionary tale. We'll rejoin the action in Group A next Friday. That's when we're back with Group A. Singapore, Indonesia, though, one to very much look forward to on Wednesday. And don't forget, by the way, obviously, same as us, they'll be taking a short break for Hari Raya, but Monday to Friday here on the One Play Sports Network, some great programming brought to you in conjunction with our great friends at Sports Singapore. Programming designed by Sports Singapore, produced by One Play Sports to keep you entertained, fit, active, and all round, just give you something to look positive on during this COVID-19 crisis. Starts very early with First Light at 7 a.m. Singapore time. That's an exercise program for seniors. Moving on to Rise and Shine. Slightly more exuberant exercises there at 8 o'clock. And then at 10, it's Kelly and Barbara. The dogs are barking. They might be moving to a new time slot, but for the short term at least, you'll catch Kelly and Barbara on the morning show from 10 till 11. The afternoon stretch helps you unwind after lunch and get that body moving again. And 3 times a week, John and Duncan on Monday, Wednesday and Friday have their evening show, which is an absolute hoot. And they've got a very special guest, I'm told, on Friday, but I'm sworn to secrecy. But watch John and Duncan's show on Friday. You can see from the scenes behind me, we're almost set to go pitch side to the Thuana in Myanmar. Can the Philippines pull off what, on the evidence of what we've seen across their first 3 games, will be a huge upset? And we're going, it looks like, to Loftus Road again. Let's go pitch side to the Thuana then. It's Myanmar up against the Philippines. Same colours as the first game. Myanmar in the red in this first half, playing from left to right. And the Philippines in the white playing from right to left, and we'll keep an eye out for any personnel changes. Nitin, I wonder if the Philippines can start strongly here, as they did in that first game, but Myanmar with possession early, and they'll be confident, Myanmar, that they've got their number now, won't they?
Yeah, definitely. Myanmar showing time and time again in that first leg that they can create chances at will, and they'll be looking to do the same
Here's
again.
Jaden,
Oh!
chance, Porteria! Oh my word, he just couldn't get the touch, Jose Porteria, the Filipino international, and the Philippines should have led inside 4 minutes.
Yep, Porteria with a great chance, but even better defending there by Derek, who was the right man at the right time and managed to nick the ball off Porteria right at the most crucial moment.
WB Gardens, look, that's his trademark, isn't it? The flashy crossfield passes. He finds Derek to Arman. So just a warning there for Myanmar not to take their foot off the gas too much against the Myanmar team that have looked lively enough. Here's Zozo. Is the flag going to stay down there? It is. Jaden does really well to battle there. The flag goes up, mate. That was a late flag.
That's not a. Was that a foul or offside? If there was a foul,
it might have been a late offside flag.
Fair enough.
Arman. By the way, Arman on the yellow card. If you pick up 2 yellows in this tournament, you do get suspended.
He's got to be careful here.
He certainly has. I was pushed off the ball by WBMS there quite easily as well. I need to check, actually. I've kept a record of
3 on 3 here. Oh, they got more than a 3 on 3.
Could be trouble for Myanmar here. Here's Kong. Oh, he gets it straight to Nacho. That wasn't what he was thinking, I'm sure.
There was a weird pass by Kong. Had plenty of options. Really chose the worst option there. San Gabriel finds Zozo on the wings.
Here's Zozo inside to Jaden. Jaden to San Gabriel. Here's San Gabriel again, plays it back to Gilano. This is nice from the Philippines. Credit to them. Quarter of an hour in, they've matched Myanmar so far in this second matchup.
Oh, and then look at this. It's 4 on 2.
Oh, look at this. They've carved them open again. KO, can he find the pass or the finish? KO! Blocked by Giuliano. Put his body on the line there for his country.
Giuliano there with a superb clearance. Again, the Filipinos why are their left back and right back bombing forward? They shouldn't be. They're just leaving themselves open to the counter-attack, as we saw right there.
Jocelyn Porteria got a bit excited. I think she thought OJ had scored. Then she gave it the goal on the Facebook page. Keep going, Jocelyn. He looks like he's getting closer. Abahan Mitra is watching from the Philippines. Good to have you here with us as well. We've got Julian there. Plenty of people cheering on both Myanmar and the Philippines tonight, live on One Play Sports, as Zozo gets a touch.
And they've got the counter here again, Myanmar.
Every time they come forward, they look dangerous because the Philippines are now throwing caution to the wind. To be fair to them, they may as well go for it, the Philippines, because if they've got no points after 2 games or even 1, it's no good to them. They need at least 3.
Yep, I agree. They should be going for it, but at the same time, you can go for it slightly later in the game. Just try and keep things tight at the start.
Nice skills from Porteria there to Zozo. Zozo inside. Oh, that was careless. And Snoop Doggy Dog picks it up quite easily as we pass the halfway back in the first half. And the avalanche of goals we expected from Myanmar so far not materialising, but there's plenty of time to go. And it was the second half where they went through the gears in the first matchup. Here's Zozo to Reggie. Zozo. San Gabriel looks for the ambitious pass down the byline, and he can't get there.
But it's been a lot more stable start to the Philippines game. We saw this in the first half of the first leg as well, where they looked good offensively and defensively, as they've done here today.
Kong Matan to Ultra William. Nice pass from Ultra William. Here's WBG Gardens. Where's Arman trying to get on the end of it? WBG. Still WBG. Still WBG. Giuliano blocks. Another chance. This time the cross. They've got to get it clear, the Philippines. Sometimes their defending is shambolic, Knitted.
Yeah, Wade Garden there, just given all the time and space in the world in the opposition box. Not something you hear very often, but he couldn't make Philippines pay there.
Here's Flores to Lucas, who scored the goal in the first game, remember, JZA. Straight into the path of WMS. It's not going to get through that way. Here's Flores again. Philippines matching Myanmar. And of course, at this point, you've got to bear in mind that if Myanmar didn't get maximum points here, for them it would be nothing short of a disaster under the circumstances of how Group B looks.
Yeah, they would feel that they are superior to this Philippine side, and I do believe they'll get the goal. It's just a matter of time. But having said that, Philippines are much improved from that first game, and hopefully they can string some attacks together.
Here's Arman, the 2-goal hero from the first game. Ultra William. Ultra William, nice ball across. Finds Snoop Dogg. What on earth was Snoop Dogg trying there? That was fancy.
Yeah, he tried something fancy. Tried the first time cross. Almost pulled it off, to be fair, but it's still 0-0 and Philippines will be delighted.
Well, they'll definitely be the happier of the two teams if it stays like this. But remember, Myanmar got them with that killer blow to go 2-1 in front just before half-time in the first match. They've got to be on their guard and they can't keep giving it away in the middle of midfield. Better there, though. They found a man out there in space, and it's San Gabriel, one of the star defenders of this Philippine team, but straight to Derek Toe. Not as good going forward as he is at the back, evidently.
Oh, Wilmin there with a real good chance to find his strike partner, Koko, but couldn't get the pass right.
Away it goes to KO Cure. Oh, battle in midfield at the moment as the game kind of just gets a bit scrappy, Nitin.
Yeah, which is great to see from Philippines. We didn't see that in the first game. We didn't see the midfielders helping out the defense. We're seeing that a lot more in this game, and credit to the manager for that.
And certainly Myanmar's manager, Dr. Akar Thankson, who I keep repeating it, and rightly so, our thanks goes out to him working on the front line during this COVID-19 ongoing crisis. Here's Zozo. Zozo finds a man. That's a nice first touch from Giuliano. Finds Lucas. JZA. Lots of skills and some showboating. A back kick to boot. Can't get the return though. And Booyah gets it away.
Philippines are looking a bit sloppy, I have to say. In that first game, they were full of energy. They kept attacking at every opportunity. In this game,
You mean Myanmar looking sloppy in this?
Oh,
yeah.
man,
You've
yeah,
done,
Myanmar.
you've done it now. We're both at it.
We are both
so
confused
many
with the
C
colours.
nations. Here's Lucas. Over the top it goes. That's pretty aimless, and we're going to go to half-time here. What an acrobatic clearance that was by Booyah. Well, half-time here, and the Philippines have every right to be pleased with themselves because they've held Myanmar to a goalless first half, and now, of course, bearing in mind a half of football equates to, what, 3 minutes of action?
6 minutes.
6 minutes of action. They've got 6 minutes, Myanmar, to make this breakthrough. Otherwise, they're going to really give Singapore and Indonesia a let-off in the context of trying to finish in the top two.
Yeah, definitely. To be fair, I would say Philippines, if any team deserves to be leading at this point, it's the Philippines. They've battled hard, they've created chances, they've took some shots, which is great to see. Myanmar have to improve tremendously in the second half. If not, they could fall in danger of not getting the 6 points here and potentially, leaving the competition.
Jocelyn Porteria is cheering, watching us in Washington, D.C.
Hey.
Hope you're safe over there, Jocelyn, in the States. I'm assuming, Jocelyn, you're a relative of OJ, so let us know what relation you are to OJ, who's playing, of course, the Filipino international in real football, and a Ceres Negros star midfielder playing for the Philippines tonight in FIFA.
Jocelyn, I hope OJ gets a goal for you. I think you deserve it for joining us all the way from the United States.
She is OJ's mum. Shout out
Hey,
to OJ's
mum.
Great to have you with us. Julian says Giuliano is a beast in defence. Also, Igo says Giuliano and San Gabriel, what a defensive duo. Well, I wouldn't say the defence of the Philippines has been sterling, but certainly coming forward they've had their moments, and they might have a moment here from Lucas. The flag stays down, the cross comes in, but they can't get on the end. Look how many open spaces. I don't think I've seen a game as open as this throughout the whole tournament, Nitin.
I'm loving it. I'm loving the end-to-end stuff. But again, if you play like this against the better teams, you're in for real shelling.
Well, they're...
Actually, it makes sense that OJ's mom's in America because I believe he started his youth career
That's
with
correct.
DC United.
That is correct.
Yep.
So that's why Jocelyn is there. Jocelyn, you're very welcome.
Oh, what a goal.
Wow! He's missed it.
Oh my God.
It looked like he'd done everything right, but the little dingo with the keeper sails to the left-hand side of the post of the keeper Cahill. You thought that was the opener, didn't you?
I did, and Ultra Wilmin has been quite wasteful in over these two legs. I think his manager needs a word with him. His finishing has been a bit off today.
San Gabriel does do well defensively there. I wonder if OJ can get a goal for his mum who's watching. Come on, OJ, score for your mum. That should give you the impetus to go on and do it.
That would make my day. I want nothing better than for Philippines to get a good result here with OJ scoring the goal.
And of course, very recently here, Mother's Day, just a matter of days ago.
Exactly.
So it'd be very apt if OJ could get the goal. We're putting too much pressure on him now. Here he is. OJ, he might not score, but he might be provided for Jaden. I thought for a minute there was going to be a pen there, Nitin.
Yeah, Derek Teo again. I think that's his second key interception in this game. He stopped OJ Porteria in that first half.
Oh, here's Porteria again. OJ Porteria. Oh, he's muscled out of it. Snoop Dogg does
great
well.
tackle.
Well, we still await the first goal. Nitin said it would be tighter in this second game, and so it's proved. God, the challenges are coming in thunderously now. This is what International FIFA Pro Club is like.
Offside.
Our good friends at VPG organising this sensational tournament at We Are One Play Sports are blessed. Don't panic, Joss, and it says the Porteria is injured there, but he's not really injured.
He'll be fine, don't worry. these injuries don't mean much here in this virtual world.
Iago wanted a penalty for that challenge there. Nothing doing.
Close, it was close. But, you know, I think it was a fair challenge overall.
Now, Giuliano gets it going through Carey. Carey back to Giuliano. The Philippines, much improved here, but they've given it up. Every time I praise them, they do something wrong. And every time I say they do something wrong, they do something right. And they're away again with the Nacho man. Here's Lucas. Where's OJ Porteria for Mum? Ball comes in. OJ's lurking. OJ gets it, but WMS picks up the pieces from Myanmar and it's clear.
It's so good to see Philippines dominate themselves. Not dominate, show some dominance in this game.
That's over the top. Keeper's there.
Keeper.
It's a new keeper as well. Vander Aldo now seems to have replaced Cahill in goal for the Philippines. Oh, what on earth is that? Arman's bled in. There's numbers in the middle. Arman too close to the keeper. Vander Aldo does the business.
Yeah, back to Philippines and their improvement. They've looked so much better in this game. Defensively, Giuliano has made a big difference in defense, and going forward, OJ has caused the Myanmar teams lots of problems.
Snoop Doggy Dog with the throw. Looks left, looks right. Finds WB Gardens and Flores forces it out for a throw. And of course now, the point's really no good to the Philippines and it's not really any good for Myanmar, even though they've already picked up a win. That would leave them in theory needing to win both their matches against Singapore, and that looks a tough ask on paper. Cross comes in, Carey with a big block. Out to Kong, gets it to Arman. Could Arman pull the trigger from a narrow angle? Arman crowded out of it. Great defensive work, scrambling for the Philippines, but only hacked out for a throw as Myanmar try and turn the screw, Nitin.
Yeah, Myanmar are desperate for the goal and they have started to push lots of men forward, which could leave them open to the back and could lead Philippines to getting a really good counter-attack.
Reggie can bring it away. Let's get this OJ Porterio goal for his mum, shall we? Not this time. They've got defending to do at the minute. KO. Oh, lovely ball through. Flag stays down. Ultra William with a cross. Oh, off the post, but they must finish. And they do. And there's the goal that Myanmar were desperately searching. And it does now look like it'll be 6 points to the men in red. And they'll be dancing on the streets of Yangon tonight. WA Wayan with the goal. It had been coming, Nitin. And now they look set for the 6 points they crave.
Yeah, heartbreak for the Filipinas, who've been the better team so far in this second half. But, you know, that's how FIFA goes. Sometimes Wilmin getting the rebound off Arman's header that came off the post. Good stuff from Myanmar, but the Philippines will be very disappointed.
Of course, just to stress, even though it looks hopeless, I mean, it is really for the Philippines if it stays like this. They can mathematically qualify, but in reality they can't. The flag's up. That must have been tight against KO there, Nitin.
I think KO was on. I think it was Wilmin who was off.
Was he interfering, though?
Maybe. It's hard to say. I'll speak to the linesman after the game.
Yes, have a word in his show, like, would you, Nitin?
No problem.
Carey picks up well. Still only one goal in this, by the way. Can the Philippines create a chance through Jaden? Jaden looks for support, but that was well managed by the defence. And Arman now, look at the gaps. He's offside again. Well, if you are going to leave yourself short of the back, at least play the high defensive line. Give yourself a chance of getting the offside decision, Nitin.
Yeah, but it's great to see Philippines committing men forward now. They're losing 1-0. They really want to get the equaliser.
Here's a chance for Zozo. Derek Toe literally takes it off his toes.
Yeah, Derek Teo has been... almost a chance there for Philippines. Derek Teo has been superb at left back for his side today.
Carey does well to get it to Zozo. Zozo inside to Reggie. Reggie gets it to Nacho. Nacho to Flores. Giuliano, Snoop Doggy Dog knew what he was doing there.
We just saw that. Got to be a red card or a yellow card at least.
Red card for Giuliano, our first red card of the championships. He will miss the Philippines' final game up against Indonesia. Giuliano is our first red. He will be suspended.
Yeah, Giuliano taking one for the team there. He knew Snoop Dogg was going to find one of the strikers for Myanmar, and he wasn't going to see his side lose 2-0. Went for the tackle and got a red card.
Well, the Filipinos not exactly turning on their team, but John Robert James says that was a clean goal, shambolic defence. They've got to do better, he says. Malco says that was a lucky goal. I don't think it was a lucky goal, was it, Nitin? Here's Jaden. They can't equalise, can they? Oh, very nearly an OG. The Myanmar 13 keeper had to pluck it out the air.
Yep, good reading from the Myanmar keeper. I think he anticipated the cross a bit too early. Almost got himself into a bit of a ruckus, but he came out fine.
Here's Snoop Dogg, WBG Gardens. Can they get an extra goal to help their goal difference along? Remember, they only lead by 1. Snoop Dogg is trying to double that lead now. Reggie finds himself in trouble. Snoop Dogg has won nearly every personal matchup he's faced today. As the flag stayed down, it has. KO keeping it well.
Good save.
Vander Aldo, that was brave keeping, Nitin.
Yep, that was super from the keeper. Koko tried to create the space for the shot, but the keeper was having none of it.
Snoop Dogg twisting, turning, gyrating his Snoop Doggy Dog.
Oh, great game. You know, both these ties have been superbly entertaining, end-to-end stuff, both attack.
And you were 1 goal off in both games for an absolutely spot-on prediction. Good shout, bro.
Thanks,
Good
bro.
shout.
I figured that's how the games would go.
For those of you unable to see Nitin's face now, he's looking rather pleased with himself.
I am.
So, it's gone the way of Myanmar, as Nitin thought it would, and it means Group B gets very interesting going into the final set of fixtures. Of course, the Philippines, on paper, it should be a cakewalk for Indonesia, but Myanmar-Singapore all of a sudden takes on huge significance now, Nitin.
Yeah, definitely. Myanmar now got 6 points. I do believe they are joint third at this point.
So, talk us through the highlights. I mean, it was a very... weren't many highlights, Nitin. The goal was obviously a little bit scrappy, but it was an absorbing game to watch. Not high on skill, but certainly high on commitment and dedication.
Yep, I think it was a battle of the midfielders in this game, both sides. Oh, this was Wilmin's miss. A great dinked effort, but it's not so great when he doesn't find the back of the net.
Matthew reckons Nacho Man was the man of the match. I'll get Nitin's thoughts on that in a minute. I'd probably give it to Arman myself for those 2 goals in the first game. Excellent keeping from Van der Aldo, says Ewan Balia. Good one. Roby Kusart says nice save as well. He goes praising the tackle. Julian Lemmy says that was my kind of tackle. You know, that tackle that led to the red card of Giuliano.
I would do exactly the same thing Giuliano did, just for, you know, you get some form of satisfaction by wiping somebody out. And it's one of those things that you just love to see.
Guys, great to see so many of you posting and commenting. Particularly, big shout out for the last time to Jocelyn Porteria over there in Washington, D.C.
Thank you,
We
Mum.
know it's hard in the States as well. Jocelyn, great to see you with us supporting your son tonight. OJ, your mum was there for you. And I tell you what, OJ, make it up to mum. Get the business done against Indonesia in your third and final match night
You can do it, Philippines.
In Group B. Yeah, the Philippines are improving as they go along. They still need to, I think more training might help them.
Yeah, definitely. They just need to play together more. We saw lots of improvement after that initial bashing from Singapore. Today, there wasn't any bashing.
Mako's still going on about it being a lucky goal. I didn't think it was a lucky goal.
I think what he meant by lucky is it came off the post and fell straight for Arman. So I can see why it's lucky, but bro, if you play FIFA, you know these things happen. The ball hits the post and always finds the opposition player.
Our superstar Victor has already updated the Group B table for you, and here is how it stands. Going in to the final round of games, there'll be a break of a week. So next week it's concentrating on Group A, and then from next Sunday, not this Sunday, the following Sunday, we'll be back with the games in Group B. The final 2 matches see Indonesia take on the Philippines and Singapore take on Myanmar. And of course, you see the goal difference there between Indonesia and Myanmar. Not too much. Clearly, Singapore and Indonesia still favourites to go through, but Myanmar, you know, they've got the skills on the pitch. If they can click and pick up some points against Singapore, you never know. The Philippines might do the miracle and do them a favour against Indonesia.
Myanmar are a side that are very good going forward. I think Kokwo, Wilmin, Snoop Dogg, W8 are all great players moving forward. But I think defensively they are a bit suspect. We saw the Philippines cause them problems. And if the Philippines cause you problems, Singapore and Indonesia are going to cause you problems as well.
Maiko Vargana, Maiko, do you want to fight with me or something? He's still on about that lucky goal. He says there was a no-skill goal. It was all about the lucky bounce, which is what you alluded to there.
Okay, bro, even if there wasn't any skill, you can't deny that Myanmar were the better side over the 2 legs. They created the better chances. And, you know, it's okay. Philippines are, well, they've improved so much. So there's a lot of positives for Philippines to take moving forward.
Maiko, relax.
Relax,
We've got one
bro.
more game to come
We're
against
with you,
Indonesia.
bro.
Right, let's remind you what's coming up, both in the next 24 hours and beyond here on One Play Sports, because there's more FIFA Pro Club action for you in less than 24 hours. Join Nitin and myself 11 p.m. in the One Play Esports Spectrum for Catnino against Hyenas. An all-tie clash. Winners take on Singapore's very impressive last night tiki-taka in the quarterfinals. And then a reminder once more that there is no Pro Club this week on Friday, Saturday or Sunday. We're usually off on Mondays anyway. That's because of the Hari Raya break. And Salamat Hari Raya to everyone who's of the Muslim faith this
Selamat
weekend.
Hari Raya, everybody.
And stay safe, of course. And that reminds me, actually, you know what we haven't done today?
We haven't.
Realise you've got to. And keep social distance as well. Thank you. I always get my squirts
nice
right
and
when
cold.
it comes to knitting. So, yeah, realise you've got to sanitise and make sure you keep it with One Play Sports. Stay safe and rejoin us tomorrow night, 11 p.m. From the main man, the Doctor of Style Knitted. Good night, everyone, and stay safe.